Hello guys, it's me again. Okay, let me make sure this is good, but today I'm going to tell you how to pick your first tarot deck. Now, in my previous video I mentioned that I'd highly recommend the Wider Waite because its images are basically self-explanatory, and I'm pretty sure a lot of tarot readers would probably say the same and agree with me. But if you are a novice, like for example, like you already know the basics of like Wider Waite, you're basically pretty good at tarot cards. My advice, I'd have maybe 5 or more pieces of advice. And the one thing is, if you're looking online, say, or maybe you're lucky and you have like a tarot card store, maybe metaphysical stores, someplace that sells tarot cards, so you don't have to look online, unlike me, sadly. But if you're looking around and you're looking for tarot cards, look for a couple of criteria, probably like a few criteria to look for. If you vibe with the images, you like its general feel. Oh yeah, I already said the first thing, but if you feel like it's calling to you, or if it just gives you overall like good vibes, or something of that nature, I would keep my eye on it. Because, like for example, like before I got this deck, like this is like my first tarot deck, like it's currently the only one I do have. When I first realized I wanted it, I realized that I really wanted to get into tarot cards and crap of that nature. Well, I might get demonetized, but one of the things that drew me in was the overall feel of it, like the vibes it gave me, and its imagery. Now I know a lot of people, some tarot readers may say stuff like tarot cards have like personality, and then it's like if you pick it, it's when you pick your first tarot deck, it's not actually you picking it, but rather it picking you. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I could kind of agree but disagree. If anything, I feel like it'd probably be like a mutual thing, kind of like I don't really want to compare it to, like, I guess you could say like love at first sight, but I feel like it's kind of a mutual thing, like you picking it and it picking you. Now, as far as personalities, one thing is that, for example, with the Wider Waite, I know I probably said this in my review video, but the images are very straightforward, and that's what I like about that's one of the things in personality I like. Like, speak what's on your mind. Like, if I'm messing up on something, I'm acting dumb, just straight up tell me. Like, don't just sugarcoat it. Like, you be like, oh yeah, Julian, you're acting kind of dumb right now. What you said is kind of stupid. I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, go for it. I'm not gonna get offended. Like, like, but that's one of the things I like. Another thing is colors, and like its brightness. Now, another thing that brought me to this deck, aside from it being my first and me being an absolute noob and beginner, is the colors. Like for example, we got the Hanged Man. He's like gray. He's got blue. He's got like that yellow aura, I guess you could say, it's around his face and head. He's got like the blue legging, or not blue, red. He's got like the little yellow shoes. There's like the grass on. There's like the grass on the top of it. Another thing is the Magician. The Magician, I'm gonna be honest, the Magician is kind of one of my most favorite cards. I know some people may say it's a negative card, but I really like the colors around it. You know, you can see like like he's got like good vibes to me, to be honest. Like he's all like smug. He's got like his hand up his up, kind of like, yeah, I can do this kind of. He's just getting like a you can do this kind of vibe. Like you can see like he's got the red robe on. He's got the white. You can see like the flowers and the roses in the background, and you can see. I don't know if some of y'all notice this, but yeah, there's like that stuff in here. But if you actually look, I actually just noticed this myself. I've seen it multiple times, but I never thought anything of it. But if you actually look on his table, you can see the 4 suites. Like there's the pentacle, there's the cup, there's the sword, and then right here is the wand. But yeah, that's one of the things that can help you decide for a tarot deck, is really just the overall aesthetic. Now, another thing is like the vibes. Like if it resonates with you, like if, for example, like, let me think. Uh, I know there are some others. For example, I will be honest. Like in my previous video, this technically is not the original Wide Awake deck. It's probably far from it, but aside from this one, and like in my previous video, the other one that says original Wide Awake, which, yeah, that's holding, whether that's original or not. It's really, I'm not 100% sure, and that's really another debate for another day, but this is probably like, these two and those two other ones are probably like the only Wide Awake decks I'll ever vibe with. Maybe someday I'll find like another tarot deck. Like, for example, I have been kind of interested in the Tarot de Marseille. I want to say that's like another iconic one. That one's kind of caught my eye, but I'm not sure whether I want to go for it right now and like learn all the meanings for that one. Because I'm still kind of trying to make sure like I'm doing good with this. Because, you know, I haven't really done readings with this deck for other people. It's been a while. I've done it with like friends, like I said it earlier, but I've never really done it for like strangers, or at least like in person. Like I've done it like online, like crap like that, like on messages, text messages, Discord, stuff of that nature. But let's see. Another thing I would recommend, and you can take this with like a grain of salt, but this one's kind of obvious, but if a friend recommends it to you, or a family member, maybe you got like an aunt or an uncle or a mother or a grandma who's in a tarot, or maybe you get like a friend, maybe like in a friend group, a tarot friend group, or something, or like a thing like on Facebook or something like that. And, you know, one of them posts like a picture like, I just got this new deck and it really resonates with me, or something of that nature. I would probably like ask them like, hey, well, if you like that deck and you think it looks interesting, ask them like, hey, what deck is that? And, you know, and they'll say like, oh yeah, this is the whatever deck or whatever. But yeah, that's another thing is get friends to recommend you get friends to recommend you a good like a couple of decks that maybe you'll look it up and maybe you'll resonate with it. Maybe you'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna get that deck. I'm gonna try it. Now, I have to say another thing for criteria is really this one might feel nitpicky or really kind of judgmental, but with the card stock. Now, I'm not sure. Now, another thing, my deck for example, again, I don't know if this is 100% true, but with the original, like the one that says original, I heard that its card stock is much thicker, and that these cards are more flimsy. Like these cards are flimsier and more easy to bend. Now, I don't personally own the original Wide Awake. I do hope to own it someday, and maybe I can do like a comparison video, because, you know, I've never seen it. I've seen a couple of Wide Awake comparison videos, but never like one of U.S. games versus original. But one thing I've noticed with these cards is that they're super flimsy. Like, I actually recently learned the riffle shuffle, like, you know, like all that, and I actually, if I can find the card, but I accidentally messed it up at one time, and I accidentally bent one of the crumpled one of the cards, like on the edge of like at the right hand edge of it. If I can find it, it was like the Page of Wands or whatever. Let me find him if I can find the card. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, here. If you can see, like, yeah, where's the bend at? Yeah, it's like right here. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I kind of bent it and messed it up a little bit. Which I was like, oh no, but it's like, I don't know if, to be fair, I was kind of a noob at the riffle shuffle, so it probably was my fault, but I can't really say like if the cards are like of worse quality than the original or other Wide Awake decks out there, because I don't have any other Wide Awaits. These are the only one. This is the only Wide Await deck that I own currently, so I can't really do an ample comparison of the two. If I do get like the original one, I will probably do a comparison video because I know there is some differences between it, like some obvious differences, and if it feels different, like the texture, like the card stock feels different, I will mention it in the video, like, hey. But yeah, that's one thing. The card stock and like the texture may be a factor in whether or not you want the deck or whether or not it's right for you. Let's see. I would have to say maybe I'll probably just do one or two more reasons or factors. Let's see. You know what? I'll do three. Yeah, maybe maybe you wanted to do it for either collection or maybe nostalgia. Maybe a friend of yours owned like a certain deck and you wanna, or maybe like a grandma, an aunt, uncle, whatever, own like a certain deck and maybe you wanna own it and buy a copy for yourself, maybe to use to be just like them, or maybe just collection. Maybe one of them passed away, or something like as a memoir, something to remember them, or maybe you just want to be like them and you're looking up to them or something like that, and then you want to just practice with the same deck that they use, and then maybe move on and use like a deck of your own once you practice enough. That's a good reason to be honest. But another reason would probably be like collection. Maybe you're like a massive collector. Maybe you want to just collect every version of Wide Await that there is out there, or at least currently. Maybe you want to just do that. That would be a good reason to get like the different versions of it. I think so, yeah. I don't know, maybe another reason is like this deck is like the only one, or like a certain variant of Wide Await, or all the variants are like the only ones that you really like. Oh, my cat, sorry, but maybe Wide Await's the only deck that you like, and to be honest, if you're that's like a thing, just roll with it. To be honest, like if Wide Await is like the only deck that you really like, go for it. But yeah, I'd have to say that's about really it, to be honest. Just go for whichever deck that really connects with you. If you're like I'm gonna just repeat this just one more time. But if you're like a beginner, Wide Await, it's probably a perfect deck for you. If you're not, and you're just like super experienced and you're already like pretty good, then just go to a store that sells tarot cards, metaphysical store. Go on Amazon, Etsy, whatever place you can find tarot cards normally, and just browse around. Maybe you already have a specific deck that you're looking for in mind, or just browse around until maybe you find something that looks interesting to you. And if you feel like you vibe with it, go for it and buy it and try it. Like don't knock it till you try it, or different strokes for different folks. But I'd have to say I can't really think of any other reasons or any other things to tell you that if you're looking for like a tarot deck to buy. It's just like here's just like a quick recap. Just like make sure if you vibe with it, it sends you good energy, go for it. If you like the art or like the colors, like I do, for example, go for it. If maybe like a friend, family member, whoever recommends it to you, go for it. Or if like a family member gives them their old deck to you, it's like a hand-me-down, then go for it. Especially like if it's hand-me-down, you'd probably have a better chance of like connecting with that deck, because it would be sentimental value to you, and it'd be very special to you because it'd remind you of that person, or like an aunt, uncle, whoever. But yeah, that's just a couple ways to be able to pick like your first tarot deck, really. No. Yeah, but that's just my 2 cents on it, and that's just my video about it. If you like it, if you like the video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and watch more. I'll make more videos like this, I promise. You know, I may not have time to do like a 15-minute video, but yeah, that's just me. But let's see you guys later.